everyone, my name is Vijaya Vasundhara and I'm back with your English lesson. Before beginning today's video lesson, let me remind you that you have to like this video, subscribe to my channel and share this video lesson with your friends and classmates. So students, in the previous week, we finished the topic active and passive voice, which is chapter 18 of your grammar book, right? So in this video, we are going to discuss the same topic in brief and we'll go over the basics of active and passive voice. Okay, so let's begin. Let's take a look at this sentence. Radha kicked the ball. In this sentence, what is the verb? Yes, kicked is the verb here. Now, if I ask, who kicked the ball? What is the answer? It is Radha. So Radha is doing this action or performing the action of kicking the ball. So Radha is the doer. Now if you look at this verb is being performed on something, right? Something is being kicked, right? So if I ask, Radha kicked what? The answer is the ball. The ball here is the object of the sentence and the receiver. So Radha is the subject or the doer, kicked is the verb and the ball is the object of the verb. Verb kicked, right? So what do we get here? What structure do we get here? Doer plus verb plus receiver. So, Radha is the doer, kicked is our action and the ball is the receiver or the object. In this sentence, we have three things. One, the action. Then who performs that action? And the third, who receives that action. Now, look at this another sentence. The ball was kicked by Radha. Now, in this sentence, what is our verb? Yes, was kicked is our verb here. Now, if I ask, what was kicked? The answer is the ball. So, here, the ball is the subject of the sentence, but is the ball performer of the action kicked? No. The ball was kicked by whom? It was kicked by Radha. So, actually, the doer of this sentence is also Radha, but it comes after the verb. So, in this sentence, our pattern is what? Receiver plus verb plus doer. So, the subject in this sentence is not the doer, but the receiver of the action. So, if you look at these two sentences together, Radha kicked the ball and the ball was kicked by Radha. What do we see? In one case, our subject is the doer and in other, the subject is the receiver of the action. So, in a sentence where we have the doer plus action plus receiver format, it is said to be in active voice. And in a sentence where we have the receiver plus action plus doer, like the ball was kicked by Radha, then such a sentence is said to be in passive voice. So what is the voice? Voice is that form of a verb which shows whether the subject is the doer of the action denoted by the verb or not. It is used to describe whether a verb is active or passive. So voice is that form of verb that helps us to understand whether the subject of the verb is the doer or the receiver of the action. Okay. A voice can be of two types, active voice and passive voice. So, what do they denote? In the active voice, the subject is the doer of the action. In the passive voice, the subject is the receiver of the action. And the examples were Radha kicked the ball and the ball was kicked by Radha. In the active voice, what is the verb form? Kicked. In the passive voice, the verb form is was kicked. So what is it? We have the auxiliary verb, right? Auxiliary verb or the helping verb be plus past participle form of the verb kick. So first we have be, helping verb, which takes a suitable form according to the tense. Here the tense is past, so the form of be is was, right? Then it is followed by the past participle form of the base verb. Past participle means third form of verb, right? So in this case, our base verb is kick and the past participle form is kicked. Okay, so what we have learnt about passive voice here, that passive voice always requires the auxiliary verb or the helping verb be, which takes a suitable form according to the tense that is used in the sentence. Another thing that is important in passive voice is that in the passive voice, we generally use the preposition by after the verb and then mention the doer. Remember the example, the ball was kicked by Radha, who is the doer. So, what do we see here? The ball was kicked by Radha. We have the preposition by, which is used after the verb was kicked, followed by the doer Radha, right? And you see in the active voice, we do not need the preposition before the doer. Let's see some more examples. The doctor treated the patient. This is in active voice, right? Because the doer is the subject here. And the patient was treated by the doctor. This is in passive because the receiver, the patient, is the subject here. Next example, Sunil Chhetri scored the goal. Who is the doer and the subject? Sunil Chhetri. He is the subject as well as the doer. So this is in active voice. And the goal was scored by Sunil Chhetri is in passive voice because the receiver, which is the goal, is in the position of the subject here. Now let's take a look at this third and the final example. R.K. Narayan wrote the guide. Okay, this is in active voice because R.K. Narayan, who is the doer, is in possession of the subject. And the guide was written by R.K. Narayan is passive voice. Why? Because the guide, which is the receiver, is in the position of the subject here. So this is it for today, students, and I hope that this video would help you to get the topic a little bit clearer. And don't forget to write the notes of this topic in your fair notebook. Okay, and click in the description box to get the notes. I'll see you again in the next video. Till then, take care of yourselves. Bye.